it again. Every time Nigeria is ringing bell. If I look on news, it is bell. If I look social media, it is problem. Eh? When I should be drinking coffee, they will make me to come online. They don't want to have me to rest. But you know what? You know what? The spirit in me, the Biafra spirit in me, I said, when I told you, if Mazen Nnamdi Kanu is looking for 100 people, I promise that I have 50 in me. You have not seen anything. It is not by my power. It is not by my power. It is not by my power. But, you know, as an eke or my own oru, I am a rocha, you understand? Till Biafra come. But today you are going to receive sense. The crypto, Nigeria crypto. As they are crippling your economy, they close border. They closed the border. ESN came out automatically, you know, weaponized. It shocked them. It shocked them. They said, this border no work. Oh. This close of border no work. Oh. Now, how do we stop the funding now of this Sunday or Igbo? How do we stop the contribution? Let us stop the crypto. Because they were following Nigerians, southern Nigerians. Use crypto. We should open crypto. Crypto. We use crypto. Don't use the Western Union. Don't use this. They say, so these people are doing crypto. Okay, let us slash them. Bah! They are not considering the economic impact of crypto. No. They are not considering how much the crypto is bringing to Nigeria economy. Their agenda is not to make Nigeria progress. No. They have a better agenda. Now you get the point. Now you get the point. My only problem is that why is it that you must wait? Was Thomas born in Nigeria? Is Thomas a Nigerian? Is Thomas in the Bible in Nigeria? Are you a lineage of Thomas? Are you a lineage of Thomas? All of you have Thomas blood in your vein. How did you get Thomas blood in your vein? That it must happen to you first before you understand. We hear more in another. You hear more kind of man. Woo! When we are telling you, you don't know, no, we are telling you, even we are not perfect, but everything we have said, everything we open this mouth to say, if it don't happen today, it will happen tomorrow. I want you to go from the beginning of this struggle, from the beginning. In fact, even the one that we are not sure of, once God asks us to say it, we will say it and God will do it. Hey! Woo! I said, did you see the prayer? May God harden the heart of the leaders in Nigeria so that we will tell them, the world may know that Obi is no longer a boy. I remember when we used to read the history of the Greeks, the Greek gods. I don't know, you know, of course you don't read all those things in Africa. The history of the Greek gods. Medusas. Medusa, they say Medusa is she look at when you look at Medusa, you turn into she would dry you and you become stone. Medusa have snake, you know, her hair. Medusa's hair is snake. Because of the power in Medusa, Medusa went very deep.
This is my wicked word. This is my Confucian word. Listen to Palibran. I will tell you a story about one lady girl. Polly they go to work. Polly they work for bank. Then I enter for motor. Wherever they go. Opposite Udi, but the right hand the side, along the Sukudu road. I see people run. Then I ask the driver waiting they happen. Driver tell the body boy, see no day for talk. If we better you take your eye and see. Then I call the driver. Driver waiting. This is my wicked word. This is my Confucian word. Listen to Palibran.
I want you people to understand that the liberation of Biafra has entered the highest stage in the history of Biafra. Not even during the war. I am telling you, it has entered the highest stage ever. And we are going to do everything humanly possible in this life to restore Biafra. Everything humanly possible will be done. And I want you people to understand that the Biafra liberation is step by step, segment by segment, plan by plan, executions by execution. We'll be executing those plans according to the template till the last one. And Biafra.
Let us go talk about the objective of your struggle and how do you intend to achieve it in practical terms?
In practical terms, it is civil disobedience. The same way that Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. accomplished civil rights in America, the same way that Mahatma Gandhi led India to independence out of British colonial rule, the same principles we are applying, and might I add, very successfully too. We will do everything possible to unravel and unshackle the zoo called Nigeria. Everything humanly possible. No stone will be left unturned. We will sacrifice everything sacrificable. Material, life, blood will throw into.
And we will do everything humanly possible to see the Biafra
Welcome, welcome, welcome. Thank you for joining us on today's program. I appreciate everyone that has connected wherever you are joining from. Please like and share the program to all platforms, share to family and friends, share to anyone you can reach so that they can join us on this very amazing program. It is our evening section. You know, it's always a quick one. It's always a quick one. We will not waste much of your time. We will do it as quick as we can, and we will get into the matter. Thank you so much for joining. Thank you so much. Please kindly share the program to all platforms. Kindly share, like, and share to all platforms. Invite someone to join you as you join. Invite somebody to join you. Don't watch alone. It is very important because we have a mission. Remember, our mission is to make sure that every voice is being heard. Every voice of Biafrans. We cannot be silenced. We cannot be silenced. We cannot be silenced. No matter how they try to stop us, no matter how they try to silence us, we will never be silenced. We will not allow them. That is why I urge you to share as you join us on this program. Like and share. Invite somebody to also join in this broadcast. It is important that every one of us get involved, because if we don't all get involved, it's not going to be easy. The task is not for one person. The task is not for one person. Every one of us have to get engaged in this task so that we can be able to overcome. The enemies are everywhere. More especially the attack against us today by the political elite in Biafra land. Some of us do not know what is happening. In as much as we are having a lot of distractions from the inside, the bigger war is outside. The bigger war is coming outside. We have had members of the Liberation Army come to cry out and speak out of what is happening. More especially, the situation of Okigwe is not slowing down. Hope Uzodinma is trying to destroy as many lives as possible. Hope Uzodinma is trying to destroy as many lives as possible. The same thing with, what is it called? The one that is in Anambra State, Soludo. These two individuals have taken a special assignment from the Janjaweed to destroy the life of the Biafran people. And we must not allow that to happen. It is not just saying, God forbid. It is not just say over, you must do something. You and I, we must do something. And what are we going to do? To stand up to the order of the day. To stand up to what is happening today and say it will never happen. The attack that is going on in Biafra land, the loss of life that is going on in Biafra, enough is enough. We don't want any more shedding of blood in Biafra land. But as you can see, we cannot just say we don't want it and we'll keep silent. We must rise up to the occasion. As the government of Biafra is rising up to the occasion, we, the Biafran people individually, mainly people in Biafra land, you must be very, very careful what you do, where you go, and how you go about your daily activities. This is not the time for you to be going out carelessly. It is not time for you to be going out very early or late hour. No. This is the time that every single one of us must sit up. We must sit up. Under any normal circumstance, under any circumstances, you must not lose your guard. No matter what you hear, no matter where you belong, no matter who is directing you, who is guiding you, you must be very careful at all times. Mind what you do, mind what you say, and mind where you go. The terrorist government of Nigeria have pumped in their military once again in Biafra land. They have unleashed their military in Biafra land. More especially people in Okigwe zone, Okigwe. If you are a young man in Okigwe, you must be very, very careful and brace yourself up for what is coming. If you cannot be able to stand it, you better give chance. Because Hope Uzodinma is bent on destroying Biafran people with the little time that he has. Every one of us know that that man was never elected by the Imo State people. Everybody knows that it is the Janjaweed that took Hope Uzodinma by themselves and imposed him on Biafran people. Hope Uzodinma did not contest any election. Hope Uzodinma never contested the election. It is the Caliphate, Abakiyare, that took his name and fixed him in fourth position. Fixed in fourth position. He didn't participate. And what they did was to destroy the election that the people have done in Imo State, and they said you go to court. On reaching to court, the court strike out the first person, the second person, the third person, and said it is Hope Uzodinma. And they went and concocted every different kinds of thing and gave him. And sadly enough, we permitted that to happen in Imo State. The Biafrans in Imo State permitted that to happen. Today, this man that has been employed by the Janjaweed to destroy lives is doing everything humanly possible to fulfill his agenda. He's doing everything he can to make sure he carry out his mission. My fellow Biafrans, wherever you are, do not be silent. Do not lose your guard. This is why I am crying to the Liberation Army on what is happening today. Our Liberation Army should focus on the real issue. Stop allowing the administrative section of Biafra to disturb you. The administrative aspect of Biafra, stop allowing it to disturb you. Focus on your defense of the land. Focus on your defense of the land. Your loyalty is to the United States of Biafra. Whatever be your grievances, whatever be your anger, swallow that pride. The reason we are all shouting and talking is because of one single thing that unites us: freedom. You want to be free and come out from the bush. I want to be free and come back home. Every single one of us want to come back to the land flowing with milk and honey that Chukwuka has given to us. That land have bled enough. The land have bled enough. We must not continue the land of Biafra to continue to bleed. This message is to the Liberation Army. I don't care to know the camp you belong. I don't want to know who you obey and where you follow. We must say no to the shedding of innocent blood. We must say no to the shedding of innocent blood. More especially in the hand of our own people that are supposed to protect us. We don't want to hear the cry of the blood of Abel again in Biafra land. We don't want to hear the tears and blood of the Abel crying from the soil of Biafra anymore. Please and please, I beg you all in the name of Chukwuka. Whatever be your grievances, whatever be your anger, whatever be, hold your peace. Everything is going to be all right. Very soon, things are going to get better. Why don't you have patience for some time? It is because of our disunity. That is why the Janjaweed are growing wings. They are being emboldened, and they think if they stress more, that we are going to scatter. That is why they are delaying the release of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu and the release of Mazi Simon Ekpa. They are delaying these two releases because they feel that the more they continue to delay, we are already giving them a signal that we will destroy ourselves before our leaders come. When you continue to fight each other, we continue to do what we are doing today. We are only giving the Janjaweed the signal that they should continue to hold our Supreme Damazin Nandekano. You are giving the Finland authorities signal to continue to hold Mazi Simon Ekpa. That is what it means. If you don't know, please know it now. There is nothing that can free Mazi Nandekano or Mazi Simon Ekpa except our action in unity. When the people that are holding them see that the templates these people put on the ground, the cause for which they are fighting for, that every single one of us have that cause inside us growing, has already grown even stronger than they can imagine, then we have no choice than to let our leaders go. But when we continue to show them that the absence of our leader is weakening us, that the absence of our leader is making us confused, that the absence of our leader is making us to kill ourselves, that the absence of our leader is making us disobedient, when you continue to show them to that direction, they will never release our leaders. They will continue to hold them, hoping that we are going to disintegrate ourselves, that we are going to destroy ourselves by ourselves. This is the truth and nothing but the truth. If we must be able to win this challenge, every single one of us must rise up at this minute of the day. Continue to speak unity. Speak unity. Keep your grievances aside. Keep your ego, your pride, keep it aside. We have gone too far to allow our enemies to rejoice and laugh at us. Not at this time. Not at this time. We must not allow our enemy to continue to take us steps backward. We move 3 steps forward, they give us 4 steps backward. We move 4 steps forward, they give us 10 steps backward. For how long are we going to continue to give the enemies the opportunity to do that to us? Ekwensu asini ikpe osu only ikwero gaghị esu. Many of us ekwego. It is we that volunteer ourselves and give ourselves as an instrument of destruction and obstruction to the enemy. And because of that, they have been able to always come in our midst and create chaos and create problem. The earlier we begin to do things the way we are supposed to do it, the earlier we begin to reject and refuse the advice of the enemies. Refuse to accept the advice of the criminals, those who are money mongers. To refuse the gift of the mammon. Until we learn how to refuse the gift of the mammon, it is going to be a very difficult task for us. A lot of blood have been shed already. A lot of blood have been shed already. We must not continue to allow the blood of the innocent to flow. Look at what is happening today. We are losing our focus. You can imagine that today, Hope Uzodinma have gathered the liver to now challenge our liberation army openly. This is something that would have not happened. This is the road we have crossed already. Hope Uzodinma is busy gallivanting in everywhere in Imo State without any challenge. Hope Uzodinma is busy dancing from one pillar to pole because of our own disunity. Because of our own disunity. Why must we allow this to continue to happen? Why don't we transfer this unity we use in the sit at home? Sit at home that has been going on now for more than five years and continue to march on. Why are we not holding on to because of this journey? The same way we hold on sit at home. Why don't we follow the template that was laid for us by Mazi Simon Ekpa? Our Prime Minister have already drawn a template and he left a very powerful and solid template for you and I. Why are we not following that template? Why? Why is nobody bothering about following the template of Mazi Simon Ekpa? Why are you not bothered? We don't need to wait for anything. He has told us what to do. He has drawn a clear plan on how to get Biafra. In one of the video I played in the morning, you can see his illustration on that very video. That we are going to force these very politicians to join us to speak about Biafra. How are we going to do it? We are going to do it by mounting pressure on them, giving them woto to the extent that they cannot stand it. And we have already succeeded in doing that during the time of Mazi Simon Ekpa. I can bet you, during the time of Mazi Simon Ekpa, nobody can organize any program. No politician can organize any program in Biafra land without thinking twice. The politician could not organize any program in Biafra land without thinking twice. Not even their personal ceremonies, including burials. They were all running to Abuja. They don't have that lever. They cannot hold meeting in Biafra land. We have already gotten to that extent. Remember, the judiciary in Nigeria was given order to leave Biafran territory by our prime minister. Our prime minister gave them the order to exit Biafran territory. And they moved. Many of them packed their bag and baggages, and they were so scared. The judges were so scared coming to court in Biafran territory. But today, what is happening? They have revised every single thing that we have done. They have been able to capture back many things that we have taken. And it is not a good news. Are you not worried? You that call yourself a liberation army of Biafra, all the success that you have made in your presence, you were part of that success today. Are you not worried that you have lost the territories and the privilege, even the respect you had? Are you not worried that you have lost the respect you had from these politicians, from fellow Biafrans? At a point in time, even the politicians were so scared. But today, because of this disunity among us, because we allowed pride, envy, jealousy to enter into, we begin to listen to irrelevant voices. This my message is to my beloved Biafran Liberation Army on the ground. When I say Biafran Liberation Army, we will have only one army. I do not want to join the part of division of calling this camp or that. No, no, no. Every single one that is fighting for Biafra genuinely on the ground, this is the time to come on board. We have to come on board. It is not enough to lament and say they are coming, they are coming, they are here, they are there. It is not enough. We need to rise up and fight back. The information is right. The information you are presenting is good. The information you are giving us is nice, but that is not enough. It is not enough. It is not enough. We want the unity of the Liberation Army of Biafrans to move as a strong force to engage our enemy. And how are we going to do that? The only way we can do that is by standing firm and telling ourselves the truth. Do not allow the enemies to confuse you. Do not allow the enemies to deceive you. Do not allow the Janjaweeds to take over your mind and make you to begin to think irresponsibly. Today is Monday. And I want every one of you to take Monday as a day of reflection. If not for the fact that the Biafrans solidly have picked that day Monday, you know, we would have lost it. We would have lost it. You know how Biafrans grabbed this day Monday with all blackmail and propaganda and everything, and a force and attack. They refused to come out to demand for the unconditional release of Mazen Nandekan and to show the world that these politicians have lost legitimacy. The world already know. There is no country in the world, no group of people in the world that will observe a sit at home for years without being noticed or recognized by the world. But the thing that is holding us today is in our own hand. The small, tiny rope that is delaying us today is in our own hand. Why don't we bring that unity into the protection and defense of our land? That same unity that we use to uphold the seat at home for many, many years and stay counting. Why don't we bring it back to use it and defend our land and protect our government? It is high time we retrace our step. It is high time we change the way we do things. It is high time we take back those grudges, those envy, those jealousy. Keep them aside. Keep them aside. Keep them aside. For how long are we going to continue to beg? For how long are we going to continue to mark time? The major things have already been done. The template has been tried and tested and it was working. Why must we allow this template to be truncated? Why? Why did we allow it to be truncated? The whole world have seen that these illegitimate politicians in Biafra land have lost their mind. They are not in charge of the territory. The world knows. Even Nigerian government, at a point in time, remember, they were saying it confessedly by themselves that Mazi Simon Ekpa is in charge. He is the one saying what happens in Biafra land. Nigerian politicians were confessing it. You have forgotten. They were saying with their own mouth that Mazi Simon Ekpa is the one dictating what happens. And they had no choice than to obey. They have no choice, including sit at home. They joined by force. That is how successful we have been. And Mazi Simon Ekpa went ahead to say that we are going to push it tighter and harder to the extent that the politicians will not have no choice anymore. Those of them who are running to go and sleep in Abuja will not come back. They will go to exile. And the ones who cannot be able to escape, they will have no choice than to fund and sponsor, join us and fight for Biafra. Remember when Mazi Simon used to say that I will abakaleke everybody into Biafra? Remember when he used to say that I will drag you into Biafra, whether you like it or not? It was not just a mere word that he always says. He meant every single word of it. He meant it. And he was working towards that. He meant every single thing he said. And he was working tirelessly towards that. Up until the very time he was taken away from our midst. My beloved brothers and sisters, Biafra have been declared on the 29th of November 2024. But we cannot operate as an island. We need to work with other nations of the world. And before they can work with you, that recognition is important. They are watching you to see what you are doing. Remember, self-determination is not a crime anywhere in the world. That is why you see recently the Finland idiotic president that took away our prime minister is finally, at the same time, recognizing Palestine. The president of Finland made a post that if the Palestine continue to pursue their freedom and speak about it and hold on to it, that once they are ready, that Finland are ready to identify. Finland are ready to recognize the people of Palestine. Now you understand what we are talking about. You now understand what we are talking about. It is not a child's play. It is not a joke. The reason that the Palestinians are standing that chance of being recognized today is that on their own side, they are united and they can fight for anything they want to fight for. But on our own side, we are having series of divisions. Even though what you are seeing is a double standard. But in the midst of that double standard, we have to clean up our home to see that there will be no excuse that they are going to give for our recognition. You can imagine the same country that is holding a man who is fighting for self-determination is here getting ready to recognize another country fighting for the same thing their citizen was fighting for, and they detained him. The same thing that Mazi Simon Ekpa was fighting for, and Finland, the government detained him. That is the same thing they want to recognize in Palestine. Palestine have fought for their freedom on different angles, genuine and non-genuine, armed struggle and whatever. There is nothing they have not. They have committed even terrorism. But yet, Finnish president says he is ready to okay Palestine recognition if government should goes ahead with move. That he's ready to give it okay. This is the same government that is holding, the same man that is holding our prime minister and refused to let him go. The same man. Alex Taub, the same man, saying that he is ready to recognize the Palestine. And I loved the beautiful piece that one of our formidable media analysts wrote. And I'm going to read it, this piece that he wrote. It's a very interesting piece that we need to listen to. This is a very interesting piece that one of our beloved brother in the media wrote by Mazi Obinna Victor Uzaganobi. And I'm going to read what he wrote. My brother wrote, he said, Finland has long stood as a moral lodestar in global affairs. Its foreign policy, woven from the threads of peace, human rights, and the sacred principle of self-determination, enshrined in the United Nations Charter, President Alex Taub has lent his voice to Ukraine's defiant stand against Russian aggression and signaled caution support for Palestine's enduring quest for statehood. Gesture that banished Finland's image as a beacon of justice and multilateralism. Yet, in a bitter twist, the unrest and persecution of Simon Ekpa, a Biafran Finnish citizen championing Biafra independence, lays bare a galling hypocrisy that tarnished Finland's moral standing and echoes a broader Western indifference to Africa's rightful aspiration for sovereignty. The UN Charter, to which Finland pledges fealty, declares self-determination a universal right. In Kyiv in February 2025, Taub spoke with fervor of Ukraine's struggle, casting it as a noble defense of sovereignty and territorial integrity, a cause Finland has backed with unwavering resolve. Likewise, his measured call for a Palestine state grounded in a vision of peace and humanitarian aid reflects the principle he championed at the United Nations General Assembly in September 2024. But when the lens turns to Biafra, Finland moral clarity falters. Simon Ekpa, seized on November 21st, 2024, and charged with inciting violence through his advocacy for Biafran independence, is a casualty of this selective justice. His cause, born of Nigerian decades-long campaign of political exclusion, economic strangulation, and brutal violence against Biafrans, mirrors the struggle Finland so readily endorses elsewhere. I hope you're getting it. Biafran's plight is no less urgent than Ukraine's or Palestine's. Since the genocide dubbed the Nigerian Civil War of 1966 to 1970, Biafra has faced relentless persecutions, from targeting killing to systematic marginalization. Their call for self-determination, a desperate plea for survival. Yet, while Taub lauds Ukraine resistance to annexation and Palestine defiance of occupation, He allows EPA's voice to be silenced, aligning Finland with Nigeria's dubious claim that the indigenous people of Biafra is a terrorist outfit, despite its peaceful aims. This contradiction reeks of opportunism, perhaps driven by Nigeria's oil and mineral wealth, as another Biafran activist, come Deputy Prime Minister of the United States of Biafra, Dr. Ngozi Ezubika Warabueze, has charged. Such pragmatism betrays the very principle of peace, cooperation, and the transparency that STOP extolled at Helsinki 50 conference in July 2025. The deeper scandal lies in questions Finland and the West have long evaded. Why does African rights to self-determination meet with such complacency? The answer is rooted in a grim historical ledger. The 1884 Berlin Conference, where European powers carved Africa into colonial fiefdoms, set a precedent of exploitation that lingers today. Post-colonial independence, shaped by Cold War machinations, saw the West prop up plans, regimes to secure resources and geopolitical leverage. After, at the cost of African agency, the European Union, including Finland, now pursues a transactional African policy, prioritizing access to minerals like cobalt for green technologies and migration control over genuine partnership. The African Union vision of self-reliance continent through initiative like the African Continental Free Trade Area is met with rapid support, overshadowed by European fixation on its own strategic needs in Western Sahara. The EU's reluctance to challenge Morocco's occupation for the sake of trade mirrors Finland's acquiescence in Nigeria's narrative on Biafra, a pattern of selective moral outrage. This is what is actually happening that we must not keep silent to. Even though we try to be silent, we cannot afford to be silent but speak. Finland detention and unlawful persecution of EPA is a stark betrayal of its own ideal by stifling a Finnish citizen's right to advocate for his people's freedom. STOP undermines Finland's story's legacy. As a neutral mediator and champion of human rights, his government alignment with Nigeria repression, likely fueled by economic enticements, stand in jarring contrast to Finland's condemnation of Russia's aggression or Israel policies in Gaza. This duplicity erodes the trust and multilateralism that defines Finland's foreign policy, casting a shadow over the 2023 NATO's membership and its advocacy for global stability. I hope you are getting it. Alexander Stubbs' presidency now hangs in the balance. His support for Ukraine and Palestine affirms self-determination as a universal right. Yet, his persecution of Simon Ekpa reveals a craven selectivity. To salvage Finland's honor, he must engage with the United States of Biafra government, seeking dialogue as he does in other conflict and rejects the lure of economic gain over justice. History will not forgive a leader who trade moral principle for geopolitical convenience, nor will it forget a Finland that silenced one struggle while amplifying others. Very important point made by our brother. The arrest of Simon Ekpa is a moral wound that demands reckoning, stops failure to uphold Biafra's cause, while championing order implicates him in a broader Western scene. The persistent denial of African rights to shape its own destiny by freeing EPA and embracing Biafra's aspiration, stop can restore Finland's moral compass and challenge the West's historical complacency. Nothing less will suffice to preserve Finland's legacy as defenders of justice and human dignity. This is a very wonderful piece that was written by one of our formidable brother in the media. And you can go and look it up and read for yourself. It's a very powerful, powerful piece. And I bet you the content is loaded. It is loaded. I see no reason why they will continue to play this game. When it comes to something that has to do with other continents, they clap for them and they follow them. They treat it differently. But when it comes to Africa, more especially the Biafran people, we are treated differently. How can you be advocating for self-determination for Palestine? You are speaking up for Ukraine. At the same time, you are detaining a human rights activist. You are detaining somebody, a prime minister fighting for his own people. You are detaining him in your country. Prime Minister Mazi Simon Ekpa Njoko, a prime minister of a nation that was declared in your own country. The United States of Biafra was declared in Finland, November 29, 2024. And yet you have the gut. It's going to 6-7 months now, or 8 months now, you are holding our prime minister incommunicado for no just cause. For no just cause. You have refused him a bail. You have refused to pass your judgment, and you kept him. Just like Nigeria have refused Mazen Nanikano bail and refused to pronounce judgment. Playing the same game with Mazen Nanikano. But our people should know that the target is you and me, not Mazen Nanikano or Mazen Simon Ekpa. That is why I say everybody must take back their sword. That thing that is making you angry, keep it, throw it to the dustbin. Keep away your anger. Because what we do will determine if they will listen to us or not. And when they continue to see us that we are fighting each other, when they see that we are not united, they see that we're not moving forward anymore, that we are stagnant, they will be happy. And they will say, yes, they have gotten them. And they will hold them more. They will believe that the more they hold our leaders, the more we disintegrate. We must not allow any disintegration in the pursuit of our freedom. Even if you do not agree with the other group or a partner, don't come and fight against them. Do not destroy life. Don't fight against them. Continue your path. That path you know that is going to work for you. Please continue on that path until Mazi Simon Ekpa or Mazi Nandekano comes back to unify us into Biafra again. If you feel that you cannot operate or work with the government of the day, there is nothing wrong in that. There is no law that says that you must. No. If you have a different direction that you feel is okay for you to work for, the only thing I want you to do, don't ever you speak against the government of Biafra. Don't you ever fight against any group. Don't speak against anyone. Continue to focus on your own responsibility. That thing you know that is going to actualize Biafra. Continue to do it. Let us keep doing our part the way we start until our leaders join us, which is going to happen very soon. And when they see that we are moving forward on different fronts, when they see we are moving front on all the fronts, they will have no choice than to let our leaders go. Remember the structure that Mazi Simon put in place. Mazi Simon said we are going to use a multi-dimensional system to restore Biafra. Multi-dimensional strategy. In that multi-dimensional, we have the civil disobedience. The civil disobedience which belongs to the people, they are keeping it fair. The people are keeping the civil disobedient firm. They are not lagging. The people are not lagging behind. The people are not lagging behind. Everybody is firm. Then when you come to the extent of the self-defense on the military, that is where we are having a problem. When you come to the military, we are having a problem. The unity is not there. The force is not there. They are not moving forward the way they're supposed to move forward. They are stagnant. You come to the diplomatic level. The diplomatic job is going on. I can see the diplomatic job is going on, which is being carried out by the government of the day. The diplomatic aspect is ongoing, non-stopping. It is moving on. It is moving on. In self-defense, that is where we are having a problem. How are we going to resolve this issue of self-defense so that all the different arms will begin to work at the same time, the same way it was working when Mazi Sawanko was here? Wherever you are in charge, why don't you get busy and make sure that something is happening in your own section? The people of Biafra are holding strong on sit at home, as you can see today being Monday, which is on civil disobedience. One of the dimensions, one among the dimensions that Master mentioned is civil disobedience. After 6-7 months of the absence of Master Samuel, Biafran people are still holding that civil disobedience tight. It didn't move, it's still going on. After 7 months, the diplomatic talk is still going on. But you can imagine, on self-defense, we don't know what is happening there. And from every look, in self-defense, we are lagging behind. We are lagging behind. Anybody that is involved, whichever area you belong, please make sure your own is working. Make sure your allegiance is on the United States of Biafra. That allegiance is important so that we can have one single umbrella that guides all. It is not about an individual. The loyalty you are given is not to anybody. Your loyalty is to the United States of Biafra, our own government. That is where we are asking you to be loyal to. My own very self, that is what I'm loyal to. I am loyal to the government of Biafra, not to a human being. My loyalty is for the United States of Biafra government. That is why I do what I do. And it is because it is the right thing to do. It is the template that we can see from Mazi Nnamdi Kanu to Mazi Simon Ekpa, and today, where we are, under the order of the Deputy Prime Minister. We must continue to maintain that until our leaders join us, which I believe will happen any moment from now. I can never lose hope. I will never give up. I will never give up. Except there is something you people know that we don't know that is making you not to believe that it is possible. I don't know. If there is something you know that we do not know, why don't you open up? Open up. Open your mouth and tell us. If there is another alternative you have, if you have any other alternative, apart from this template that Mazi Simon Ekpa announced by himself before he was taken out, the United States of Biafra. That was what we heard from him. Mazi Simon Ekpa himself was the one that gave that name, the United States of Biafra. Every one of us voted for that name. We voted for that name. It wasn't a secret. Even when we were doing the self-referendum, that more than 50 million people voted. In that card, the card you used to vote, go and check what was written there. It is United States of Biafra. United States of Biafra is what it was written in that very card you used to vote. United States. There is no other name. United States of Biafra is what was written there. That is what was written there. Go back and check it. Look very well. You will see it was written the United States of Biafra. Why is it difficult for you to understand? Why is it difficult for you to follow up? Why are you finding it difficult to get this simple message straight? Why are you deceiving yourself and causing unnecessary confusion? My fellow Biafrans, wherever you are, the time has come for us to do what we are supposed to do. And I hope that we will wake up from our sleep. Wake up from your sleep. Stop allowing propaganda blackmailers and distractors to get in between us and continue cause confusion. We must take the bull by the horn and do what we have to do. You're welcome, my beloved brother, Young Wealthy. You're welcome. Go ahead and speak to us. Young Wealthy, if you are there, unmute yourself and speak to us.
Good evening, sir.
Go ahead.
And good morning to all my fellow Biafrans across the world that are hearing us from this broadcast at this moment. I use this opportunity to greet you, Mazi Chuks. Well done for your wonderful in this broadcast. And I also appreciate all, Mazi Namdekanu, our Onyendu, for the wonderful works he has done, which has opened our eyes and has led us through. And today he's suffering on behalf of us and still standing firm that even right where he is, he will defend us. I also use this opportunity to thank Mazi Simon Ekpa, our Prime Minister, who have done honorably well. And today he is suffering in custody of Finland, facing all manner of comments and the privacy on our behalf and standing up. I also thank our Dr. Ngozi Orabueze, who is standing firm on behalf of Simon Ekpa and following the same trend template on behalf of all Biafrans, and is standing so strong and so resilient moments, irrespective of, the misunderstanding that others are having against him, against her. And she's standing firm, doing the needful to ensure that everything goes better for all of us. Once again, I appreciate you so much, Mazi Chuks, who is right here in this platform at all times, spending your time, your resources, and everything to ensure that this information reaches everybody across the globe, and at the same time opening an opportunity for some of us to also share our line of thoughts. Thank you so much. I am here at this time, so I hope you are hearing me.
Loud and clear, go ahead.
Good. I am here at this time to actually use this opportunity once again to encourage our people that, irrespective of the fact that our Onyendu is kept isolate, our Prime Minister is also kept isolate, the movement is still moving, is still on actively. And that today, where we were before they apprehended our Onyendu Mazen and the Kano, that is not the level we are this very moment. I'm also using this opportunity to remind them that the level we attained before they apprehended our Prime Minister Simon Ekpa, that is not the level we are this very moment. And this is to let them understand that it's not just about one man. It's not just about Mazen Nnamdi Kanu, and it's not just about Simon Ekpa, but it's all about the people. And these people are saying that we have seen so much and that we have passed through enough. And that at this time, enough is enough. And that at this time, we are standing strong on our feet to ensure that we speak out for the entire world to hear us. That once a voice that was once silenced about Biafra, about the freedom of the people, about, the self-determination, that voice is out and strongly moving and touching us across the world at this moment. And here to my fellow Biafrans, I am saying that we need to stand strong, having been that we have crossed a Rubicon, a point of no return. That is where we are. And of course, Biafra is already here. And we are in Biafra already. And this one thing that we are into this moment, which is just the recognition of this redeclared sovereign nation, Biafra, USD, is the only level where we are, and is the only work that all of us has to put our hands together to ensure that we are recognized, and of which at this time, so the level our DPM, Dr. Ngozi Obweze, the level she has taken this struggle to, we are being recognized by, and yet others to also endorse us. And it is a point of no return. And there is no amount of negotiation, and there is no amount of diplomacy they will think they are using criminal diplomacies that hold us down. We are moving forward. Nothing will hold us down. I use this opportunity to all Finland directly that having been involved in an extrajudicial activities against our Prime Minister Simon Ekpa, because you cannot tell me that this is not just against Simon Ekpa alone, it's also against the people. Several millions of the indigenous people of Biafra that they are perpetrating this evil against. They shouldn't forget. Alexander Stubb shouldn't forget this. And sum up our Prime Minister, Simon Ekpa, without due process and without proper investigation. And they embark on apprehending him and locking him up, depriving him from a lot of things, probably putting him in torments is an extrajudicial act. But how
We lost you. We can't hear you anymore. We can't hear you anymore. Young Wealthy, we can't hear you. Check your network. I think you're having a network problem and a lot of noise on your background. Check. We can't hear you, Young Wealthy. We cannot hear you. I think we've lost him. Check your network. If you can hear me, you can just go out and come back again. You can just go out and come back again. We can hear you. I think we understand. Sometimes we have those network issues and all that. Thank you. So, my fellow Biafrans, as I was saying, we must continue to do what we have to do, and do not forget that we have a mission. We have a mission, and that mission we must carry out. And I'm going to try to play a message from our Supreme Leader Mazen Nandekano while we try to see if my brother can come back in, or then we can conclude the program. It is very important. I have made it a point of duty that each time I come online, I must present a message from Mazen Nandekano for us to listen because of a reason. My reason being that Mazen Nandekano, as we all know, have left us all the information we need. There's nothing else to expect. He gave us all the information we need. It's left for us to put them in use. That's why each time I come online, I pick up any of his message I see, I play it so that we can refresh our memories. From time to time, I will continue to do that to make sure we get back to where we are coming from. And we continue to do that for as much as I can. And we continue to do that. You're welcome back, Young Wealthy. Are you there? If you're there, let's hear you. See if we can get you back.
Hello, sir.
Okay, you're welcome.
Hello, sir.
You're welcome. Go ahead.
Sir,
Go ahead. Let's hear you. I can hear you. Go ahead.
Okay. So at this time, Finland conniving with the terrorist government of Nigeria, collaborating with them, which is a conspiracy in criminality and tech. And this, I want to remind Finland that they shouldn't forget that conniving or collaborating with the terrorist government of Nigeria at this point in time, either because they want to enter into a business pact together to trade on our oil, which is from Biafra land, which does not belong to Nigeria. In fact, they are painting themselves with shackles. They are painting their image or denting their image with shackles, and of which they are not going to scot free sooner or later. But if they know what they are doing, I think they should quickly retrieve their steps. Otherwise, God in heaven will trap them down. I mean, Chukwu Okike Abiama, who is directly involved in this mission of, humanity, will not spare them. They will take it hot and they will regret it. And in as much as they have violated the law which they are signatory into as well across the globe, that has to do
We can't hear you anymore. We can't hear you. You're having a problem again. We can't hear you. We can't hear you. Young Wealthy, we can't hear you anymore. Check your connections. We can't hear you. We've lost your voice again. I think you're having a network problem. I can understand most times the network from the homeland is that way. It's always disrupting. It's always wobbling. So while we wait to rectify that, let's listen to our Supreme Leader Mazen Nandekano, the message he has for us.
And our people keep forgetting to for these terrorists and murderers to leave our land. It is Eastern, because of Eastern security. That's the reason why. In case you don't know, I do know that it's possible. Do you know that it is only in the East, in the Biafra land, that the 8 hour openly confessed and said we no longer have a presence there in the whole of Nigeria? Only Biafra. Do you know why they said it? Because we drove them away from there. Eastern Security Network drove them away from there. Do you understand? They said, but insecurity has persisted. Despite the fact that we are no longer in the East. This is the fourth most deadly terrorist group in the world, in the whole world. And I want you to understand what I'm saying tonight. The fourth most deadly terrorist group in the world is Fulani. That's right. According to World, let's say the global terror index. Go and Google it. The only place Fulani said we are no longer moving our cattle, raping and killing people, sending Biafra land. And which people made it possible? Who are the ones that made it possible? But the lecture man, who made it possible? Something that all of them couldn't have done. We formed ESN December of last year, and by May of the next year, Fulani confessed we are no longer in the southeast. Now tell me who is there killing people? Fulani soldiers, Fulani policemen, Fulani DSS. Because we defeated their foot soldiers, yet they got upset. That is why you were seeing this level of disproportionate deployment of soldiers and police. Fulani is upset. They have taken over parts of Yoruba. They are comfortable. Can't you see that they are not worried about Yoruba education? They are not worried. They know where the problem is. Are you following me? They are not in our forest, so if you find them, they are gone. They cannot be there. And they understand it. Fulani must know that we are more stubborn than they are. The only reason why it seems sometimes that Fulani they have the leeway is because the Yorubas are afraid of them. Yoruba, not some Yorubas of this world, they are very brave. Not the Canadians of this world, they are very brave. Fanny Kayode, given what I see, they're very brave. Fire Shed is very brave man. Yiko Dumakin, my late friend, very brave man. And of course, Maya, very, very brave. When that man speaks, I want to borrow him and bring him down to the east. Maya, they have brave people there. But the rest, I don't know. I have no idea. Today, what they are doing by attacking Twitter and buying over Facebook, they want to change the narrative. They finally change the week. They want to change the narrative. Every blessed day, they want the world to believe that we in the East are the aggressors, that they are just the victims. And I want the world to ask them a simple question. Who who were the sponsors and founders of Boko Haram? Who are the sponsors and founders of ISIS in West Africa? Before then, who are the founders and sponsors of Al-Qaeda in the Maghreb? Who are the sponsors of Ansar? Who are the sponsors of Fulani headsmen in Ethiopia? Who are the sponsors of even the foreign bandits that I don't know? How many terror groups have I named for you now? All exclusively Fulani. Yet, their focus is in the East. I want the world to understand something today because all of you are listening. Nobody hates the police or the army anywhere in the world. But I need you to understand something that in Nigeria you don't have an army. What you have is a fully Fulanized terror machine. A gang of murderers in uniform. That's what we have. I'll prove it to you later. We are not going to allow the Fulani to change the narrative. That is why we're upset. They have managed to subdue everybody else. Apart from IPOB and ESN, they cannot, and they know they cannot. It doesn't matter how many people we lose. We don't care. We keep going. I lost my mom and my dad, and we're still marching on our life. I lost 28 men, 3 pills. We are still marching on. I lost a cousin attack to Nigerian army. We are still marching on. We are not going to stop. So you understand it very clearly. Now listen to me, please. The reason why anytime you see them, IPOB, what they do, they want to break the country. The elders must rise up and speak. All those things. Let me tell you something about that. We are the way we are because you made us so. Your hatred for me is what conditioned me over the years to react to you the way I'm reacting to you. Because you are evil. Nigeria is an evil entity. Very, very satanic. You want to change narrative. It's IPOB, they're the aggressors. I saw some women, was it yesterday? Give them their Biafra. We don't want to get. Look at the murderers calling other people murderers. Can you believe such nonsense? The Fulani leaders, you cannot win. You cannot defeat IPOB. You people were the ones that established many terror organizations in Nigeria in a bid to overwhelm the country and take over the territories for the Fulani people. IPOB became a stumbling block to that very janjaweed expansionist tendency. True or false? Am I lying? You were ruling Nigeria before, doing everything you like, controlling NNPC, controlling the seaport, customs, everywhere you ever. Now, finally, because you felt that you've subdued everybody else. Now you can now march up with your good soldiers into the east. Because you've taken over your land, of course, I know that very well. You came and said, you can't come into this land to take it. Come and do your business and go. You said no. Now, because we defeated Mietiala, you now brought in police and army with official uniform, official badge to come and kill people. And they also want to remind Twitter because they're listening. Twitter, please. Do you know that in the Nigerian army and police there are terrorists? Okay? Are you aware that Nigeria actively recruited terrorists, killers and murderers and rapists, and gave them army and police uniforms? Are you aware of that? How can anybody, Yoruba journalists, how can you people in your infantile stupidity refer to Nigeria as having an army or Nigeria police? Or where are those terrorists that they conscripted into the Nigerian army and Nigerian police? Where are they? People without shame. Where are they, I'm asking? Fulani, you want to change the narrative? Of course not. They want to put the blame of insecurity in Nigeria on IPOB. Can you believe that? Can you believe these people? Can you believe that? Can you believe these people? And luckily, as God will have it, they are slaughtering themselves in the north. But IPOB securing the east are the ones to be blamed for the insecurity everybody to play, please. Who opposed them opened his mouth and said, I invited the army to come into order. There was nothing happening. Fulani, the who opposed them gave Fulani land in order to do Ruga, Fulani settlement. And we said no. We drove the Fulani murderers and the terrorists away. Who opposed them now invited his friends, his masters from the north, to bring in their army and heavy machinery into order to kill us. That was how all these things started. All of you have forgotten. Black people in this OG, black, you have all forgotten the Genesis. The same way that all of you are blaming Boko Haram, the terrorists, Boko Haram, what they're doing. But when Nigerian police were busy killing their leader and killing everybody else, all of you were just there drinking Friday, doing betting on Chelsea versus Man U or Liverpool versus Man City. Nigerian army and police will go out and commit atrocity upon atrocity. All of you will be there, you keep quiet. Any day, those people out of anger rise up and get all of you baboons and monkeys without writing rubbish. Do you know why? Because you have no conscience, you have no soul, you're a black person, you are the embodiment of evil. It's the truth. I don't care who bans you or whatever, I don't give a toss. I must speak the truth. Black people are wicked. By nature, very wicked people. That is why you forget the atrocities that your police and your army always commit. You forget. In a twinkle of an eye, you forget. Our army, our police. Now listen to me very carefully, please. You are blaming ESN, whereas it is the same Fulani terrorists masquerading as herdsmen that are responsible for orchestrating all the insecurity in and around Nigeria. Fulani, you have Boko Haram. Fulani, talking about insecurity in the east. Hey. Whereas 91 people were totally yesterday they were killed yesterday. You have the guts. You have no shame. You have the guts to stand up and be talking about insecurity in the east. And you're the senator from Kebbi State or Kebbi, whatever they call it. And 91 of your constituents were slaughtered. You didn't see it. You're talking about the east. Fulani, who formed Boko Haram. Fulani, who formed ISIS in West Africa province, this one. Fulani, who formed Mietiala. Fulani, who formed Ansar. Fulani, who formed these headsmen and bandits you claim are foreign. Fulani, who brought out murderers and killers and terrorists from prison and gave them military and police uniforms. It is you people. You have now spread them around the country, causing mayhem, abducting people from schools. These are the same place. Hey, this one over there. Fulani, you think everybody is as stupid as you are? You go, you kidnap students from their schools in the north, you get ransom, you buy more arms, you're bullying yourself. You have the guts to conduct a live press conference talking about this everything in the East. Don't people have shame? No, you don't. Who are the bandits or should I say terrorists taking hostages of school children and demanding ransom? Are they not Mietiala? Mietiala, the chief negotiator. Who are the people destroying farms, raping and killing their victims daily around Nigeria? Fulani. Fulani. You know what? How they managed to convince some of you is what I find astonishing. Despite the overwhelming evidence, how they managed to convince you people that they mean well for you is something I can't understand. It was in Nigeria that I discovered the reason why the black race were enslaved and colonized at the same time. After slavery came colonization. After colonization, now we are in the era of new colonization. If you want to know why a black man is easier to control than an animal, come to Nigeria, you see it. You see, Punch newspaper is a Yoruba newspaper. Tribune is Yoruba. Nation is Yoruba. In fact, most major newspapers, they have this Yoruba lady because most of them are based in Lagos, including some Vanguard of the Unbelievable. They know that their forests and their lands have been taken over by the Fulani. The journalist writing their rubbish for Punch newspaper, he cannot go back to his place. Most of them in Ogun State are refugees in the Republic. The person you will have the court to come on national television to talk about insecurity in the East. Whereas your fellow Yoruba people, they are in the Republic as refugees, driven away by Fulani. But because I said that no Biafran will go and dwell in refugee camp anywhere, instead we all perish. You are calling me the instigator of insecurity. Let me tell my Yoruba journalists one thing they don't understand. If we had behaved like you people, by today we will have Biafrans in Amazonia as IDPs. If we had allowed the Fulani to come into us playing this one Nigeria good, one Nigeria card, our land and our forests would have been taken over by the Fulani, the same way they have now taken over swathes of Yoruba. Are you following? In your land, the Fulani people are massacring you. In our land, it is we have defeated their foot soldiers. They have brought in, gave them army uniform, official army uniform, to come to kill in our land. That's what we are facing now. Because the Fulani is the thing that clever, but they are not. One day we will get one terrorist with uniform, and we will show the whole world what they have. Fulani terrorists are everywhere, you must understand. They are the military and the police. Nigeria has no military, it has no police. What you have are terrorists. Fulani terrorists is beautiful. That's what you have.
You have heard it from our supreme leader, Mazen Nandekan. What Nigeria has are a bunch of terrorists in the police, in the army. That is what they have. And that is why we need to stop them. That is why Mazen Samarako was stopping them. That is why the Liberation Army of Biafra has to stop them. That is the job they have. And if they leave that job and begin to look at something else, it means they are not for Biafra. These are the arch enemies of Biafra. You had Mazen Nandekan. We have defeated them. When they came as the Fulanese, they came as the headers. They came in their terrorist uniform. They couldn't be able to enter. But they went and recruited them, put them into the military, gave them the military uniform to come in. That was the only time they penetrated. And they began to cause havoc and insecurity in Biafran land. That is the genesis of the whole thing that is happening today. And the world will hear it and hear it clear that the Nigerian government has no military or police. What they have are a bunch of terrorists that they claim they have repented, and they pump them into Biafran land to cause mayhem because they have not been able to penetrate by themselves. I hope you have got the message. So, my fellow Biafrans, it is time for us to rise up wherever we are and do what we have to do to secure our land. Forget about your differences. Forget about your envy, jealousy, and greed. Focus on the defense of the land. More especially those on the ground who are fighting on the ground. Focus on that defense. There is nothing else that matters now than the defense of our land. I appreciate everyone that participated on this very short message that I always preach on our evening program. We bring the evening program to an end. I thank you all for being part of this program. I appreciate you, and I pray that Chukwu Okike Abiama will guide and protect every Biafran and bless everyone that have participated on the sit at home of today. Whatever you have lost in the course of this sit at home, you are going to get it in 1,000-fold. I pray that Chukwu Okike Abiama will bless you in a very surprising way. May Chukwu come and guide and protect all the Biafrans. No weapon of the enemy shall penetrate you. I pray for our leaders. May Chukwu come and guide and protect our leaders, those who are in detention. May Chukwu come and give them strength. Give them more wisdom, knowledge, understanding. Give them strength. Stand in gap with them. No evil shall befall them. No evil shall befall them. No evil shall befall them. We also present the Deputy Prime Minister, Dr. Ngozi Orebweze, to the hand of Chukwu for wisdom, knowledge, and understanding to continue to pilot this affair until the leaders join us. Thank you so much for being with me on this program. I will see you again tomorrow morning. Hope to see you. Bye-bye.
This is not wicked word. This is not Confucian word. Listen to Palibran. I will be telling you a story about one lady girl. Polly they go to work. Polly they work for bank. Then I enter for motor. The river they go. The river they go. Opposite Udi. By the right hand side. Along Gusukudu Road. I see people run. I see people run. Then I ask the driver waiting they happen. The driver waiting they happen. The driver tell the pali boy. See no day for talk. See no day for talk. It better you take your eye and see. Then I call the driver. The driver waiting. The driver waiting.